Him. That's why I wanted to be in it. He was already in it. And I said, yeah, I want to work with this man.
It was pretty much the same, but I was cast first before Ed was brought on board. And listen, it was a lovely, lovely script. It seemed to have a beautiful throwback to movies I kind of grew up loving to see. These sort of kind of tortured hitmen that are a bit of redemption at the end of it, bonded friendships with other males that gets tested, and this had all that. This script had all these ingredients. And then when I heard Ed was going to be doing it, I was jumping up and down, literally jumping up and down with excitement.
Well, the guys that grew up on the west side of New York, you know, in a culture, Irish culture, which had its own way of doing business, you know, had, especially in the late 60s, 70s, you know, the Westies were insanely powerful and really gruesome.
Dangerous
brutal,
guys,
you know, not afraid of doing anything. I mean, it was, and a lot of drugs were flying around, and just people out of their minds, you know. And we survived that, you know. We were in the middle of that, and these characters survived that. And if, you know, my guy's trying to be legitimate. He's suffering from the past sins, you know. And then, but we're still really close, and there's a bond that's really strong, and then things start happening.
It's like there's an old code of ethics these sorts of guys have, you know. Ancient warriors have that when your family's threatened in any way, even by your best friend, you will take the side of your family, you know. It's maybe a strange code to a lot of people, but it's honorable for them, you know. They've crossed a line with each other, and they know they have to continue that journey. Lots of night shoots, lots of nitty-gritty parts of the city, lots of areas with elevated trains and stuff, which gives the scenes a real quality of danger and kind of unease, and, which is very interesting. And then the latter part of the film, we were up in Putnam County, a very, very peaceful place by a lake. But we were all over the gaff, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Jaume used the city greatly. You know, I mean, the location people and all that, they really had some great places to shoot.
I just always liked him. I've loved his energy. He was a lonely kid who gravitated to film and the sucker of film from when he was a kid, you know. There's something about that I really, really trust, and he does have a vision. I've said in the notes he makes symphonies out of these action films, and he does, you know. He intuitively seems to know character. We talk very, very little about character and how a scene should be going. We just kind of do a little kind of dance with each other. And I feel Ed's the same too. We don't overanalyze stuff. Just don't get in the way of the script. Just try and make it breathe and make it real, make it simple, keep it simple, but truthful, you know.
And he's also very, very specific in his shot selection. I mean, he really knows how he wants to shoot something.
Yeah.
You know, and it just gives you a certain confidence in what's going on. You know,
Very prepared.
It's not like a fish out of water who's just shooting all over the place because he's just covering his ass. You know, the guy really knows what he's doing.